Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi şrah sadri ve yessir emri vahlul ukdeten min lisani yefkahu kavli ve cealli veziran min ehli Harun ahi ustud bihi ezri ve eşrikhu fi emri key nusebbihake kethira ve nezkurake kethira. İnneke minna basira. Hasbunallahu ve ni'mel vekil, ni'mel mevla ve ni'mel nasir. Gufraneke Rabbena ve ileykel masir. Hasbunallahu la ilahe illa ente subhaneke inni kuntu minel zalimin. Ve sallallahu ala Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ve etbahi ve sellem. Rabbena gfir lana verhamna ve ente hayrul rahimin. Amin. Velhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Once again, we have been studying the section Jinn of the Qur'an, and we just had some introductions to it, why such beings not only exists, but must exist. Such beings must exist. So we said very, very simply that the material side of this world exists, and also equally the meaningful side of the world also exists. It must exist because the existence itself is the evidence that it is meaningful. But the meaningful side is not the material side of the existence. It is only human consciousness perceive their existence, communicate with their existence, benefit with their existence, educate their feelings with their existence. We are much more in contact with the meaningful side of existence of everything, including ourselves. How can we deny the existence of meaningful side of the creation if we have the consciousness, if we are always in contact with the meaningful side of the universe? In fact, if we really think about it seriously, we are much more in contact with the meaningful side of the creation than material side. For example, I am interested in beauty, cleanliness, attractiveness, spiritual satisfaction, human satisfaction. For example, if there is a food, a plate of food in front of me, if there are some bugs in it, 1 or 2 bugs, why don't you eat this food? The food, material side of food is okay. It is not really damaged or poisoned. We don't need it. Why? Disgusting. What is communicating between the food and me? My body and the body of the food, or just appearance of the food and my feelings which do not like this appearance? If you go to do some shopping, what do you buy? You buy the dress or the shoes or any other things that you need, any gadgets or any things for your kitchen to use, the pan and pots and whatever, the plates. all the things mostly you are interested in: beauty, attractiveness, decoration, harmony with the rest of your kitchen, with your clothes, your shoes, between them, how they are really harmonious in color, in quality. But we are just lost. In fact, our life is completely connected to the meaningful side of the universe, and I am in contact with the universe mostly through my feelings. And my feelings are like spiritual beings, not it means immaterial beings, not the material beings. That is why we should have no doubt about the existence of such beings under any name: Jinn, angel, Satan. They are always with us. We are really immersed by them, so we cannot deny them. That is what we have been studying and emphasizing on dual nature of creation. Both of them have some contradictory qualities. One of them has body, the other one has not doesn't have body. One of them has meaning, the other one has without meaning, nothing at all. We gave this simple example of a book. If there's nothing written in it, we don't call it a book. We call it a bunch of paper. We cannot call it. What do we call the book? The information in it. So they exist, they coexist together, but they are contradictory, mostly in nature, but not so. Human beings and jinns, not really contradictory to each other in nature, but only body-wise. They don't have body in their existence. They shouldn't have body in their existence in order to keep the counterpart of human beings. But the others are somehow Satan, contradictory in nature. Angel is to a certain extent contradictory in nature, because Satan only whispers. His duty is to whisper, like Israfil. Israfil's duty is to announce the death of the universe, death of the galaxies, death of something, death of human being. It means Israfil is the one who takes the Azrael is the one who takes it, but announcement is on the duty of Israfil. So this is an angel. So whisperings of the non-existent beings is the duty of Satan, Iblis. That must be such a being. We don't have to take it and put it in a lab and weigh it, measure it. They don't have body. They don't have to have body. Look at this wonderful universe. Do you think the creator of this universe cannot create anything without body? We are always emerged in bodiless beings. We are always in contact with the bodiless beings. We have to be really careful not to confuse the reality with stories, jinn stories, evil spirits. Every spirit is pure, but you can make it dysfunctioning. How? Don't take notice of it. Don't listen to it. close your door to the inspirations of your spirit. You can do that. For example, those people who do all harmful, wrong, inhumane activities, for example, don't they have spirit? Yes. Doesn't their spirit inspire them not to do that? They know it, but they say, anger overtook me and I killed. I harmed him. I told a lie because it looked, okay, I prefer that. I have a free will, I can do. But don't you know that it is a lie? Of course. The most sure person who knows that it is a lie is the one who says it. Spirit tells him. That is called conscience. That is called in the Quranic language, in certain cases, context is qalb, the heart, and also straight away, the language is spirit, ruh. They call it. They are called with these languages. Jinn also the same. Quran is not ashamed of saying or talking about jinn. Quran is not ashamed of talking about angels, Satan, Iblis. No. Why? They are reality. They are the reality of this existence. Now, jinn is not that much. Angels are the representative of angelic side of creation, angelic side of human beings, which is spirit. Angelic side of creation is represented by what? Gabriel, angel Gabriel. This angelic side, meaningful side of the creation is meaningful because the angel Gabriel represents the message of God in many different ways. By giving the meaning to the creation, or taking the, of course, command or will of God to make the creation meaningful, and also by bringing the wordings, verbal speeches of God to the appointed messengers of God. Okay, let me read what our friend Avshan says. I don't understand how we can conclude that they must exist without scripture informing us about them, because I have not had an experience with them. You are always in it, my beloved friend Afshan. You are always with them. The spiritual side of creation. Qur'an gives them a name and different nature. Lets us know the different nature. Otherwise, everybody knows, especially even among the atheist people, we hear the evil eye, the spirit. They say this, knock on the wall. That is humor. That is very humorous. But of course, the Quran makes the distinction between the nature of these kind of beings. Iblis has these qualities. Angel has these qualities. Jinn has these qualities. Universe has these qualities. Universe has Melekut side of it, as the Quran says. Angelic side of it. Human beings have these qualities, spirit, ruh, which is not matter. But we learn the qualities of these beings. Otherwise, we are not in contact. You are always in contact with them. Not necessarily in jinn that you will, but as we studied last week, we know that all the whisperings we hear from something comes to us to denial. Look, we have to make the distinction between Jinn and Iblis. There are evil, I mean, how do you say, disbelieving jinns, like disbelieving human beings, counterpart. One of them is with body, the other one is without body. Disbelieving people keep making propaganda, say so, definitely unacceptable, illogical defense of materialistic interpretation of existence. And Jinn, disbelieving Jinn, also supports it through their disbelieving humankind. That's what we learn from the Qur'an. Qualities, names, qualities, distinction between them. Say, what is the difference between Satan and disbelieving human beings and disbelieving jinn? Disbelieving human beings, and if you, I don't remember if you were with us last week or 2 previous weeks. If you were not, please go and watch them. It is worth it. You will find something interesting, convincing, and also something new. It was a new for me too. So, alhamdulillah. Satan represents non-existent content of our denials. Disbelieving jinn represents the whispering of this, like disbelieving human beings, all this denial. Okay. We have to stop for Maghrib prayer and then continue. We will have to have a break for Maghrib prayer for a couple of weeks more, and then we will pray and start, inshallah, afterwards, because the day is extending nowadays. Okay, I can read about them in scripture and seek them out in the universe and then potentially confirm their existence. Yeah, I think I answered this. If you have not been in our previous discussions, please watch 2 previous records, inshallah. Anybody here, actually? Yeah. So, we said, may we conclude that it means after 2 weeks discussion as an introduction to the section Jinn, we will read this, but I prefer when it is time now, more than a time actually, 5 minutes, 6 minutes after the time. Let's pray for those people who are in New York or those people for whom the prayer time is now, because at the end of the class, prayer time will be very late for Maghrib prayer. So let's fulfill our or accomplish our most important job, which is, or responsibility, which is prayer, inshallah. So inshallah, I'll stop here and pray and come back. But I will keep it as short as possible, minimum, inshallah, because I am keeping, so far some people here may not have the same problem as we are having in New York. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My friend, our friend, Efshan, can I ask you frankly, if you don't want to speak, you can write it. Were you with us last 2 weeks in this class? I wonder why you asked this question. I was expecting that this question was not needed to be asked so far. Are you with us, Afshan?
Yes, doctor.
You were with us last 2 weeks?
No, I missed. I'm going to watch them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your, okay. Now the conclusion of last 2 weeks, of course, not only the reminder, but also important points are going to be pinpointed here. So look what the first item says, as our friend asked us. So first item says, yeah, even if the Quran did not inform us of the existence of the jinn, we can still understand, I would add still here, that a kind of creatures must exist. A kind of creatures must exist to complete the counter pair of human beings, because everything in the universe has its own counter pair. That's the general universal order. So counter pair of human beings must also exist. That is just a logical conclusion by looking at the way the universe's order has been established. But it's human conclusion, logical conclusion. That is why even if the Quran didn't inform us of the existence of this kind of creatures, I wouldn't know the name, yes. I wouldn't know real characteristics of it, but I would know definitely there must be something counterbalancing my existence in the order of the universe. That is very, they say, existential base for the existence of the universe. Second point, this is necessary because I think I cannot mark it. Yeah. No. Okay. This is necessary because in the order of the universe, we see that everything is created in pairs. These pairs are contradictory in nature at different levels, of course, not what some of them as 50%, some of them are maybe 100% like Satan. Now, but they are all complementary at the same time to get the balance of the universal order. They necessitate the existence of other part of their pair. This is the miraculous nature of the creation of the universe. Now, another point, they are not abstract notions, but reality of this universe. We cannot say that the meaning of the book, information that we obtain from the book is an abstract notion, something like pigment, something like imagination. No, real. We really learn, we really read the book and say, I love the author, or I didn't like the author. We communicate through them. Another point, they are, it is for us to choose. Now, human nature now. Neither human beings nor jinn have any independent power to affect us. For example, a prophet may bring you the news. You may accept it, you may not accept it. There were many opponents, rejectors of the prophets. And there were many to accept it as well. So, and also some people who propagate all the ideas, denying God, denying religion, or this kind of crazy people, you may accept it, you may not accept it. And it is the same case for jinns as well. Disbelieving jinns and believing jinns. Disbelieving jinns will offer you or bring you, if you like, bring on your table. You may eat it, you may not eat it. We will see the verse, ayah of the Qur'an afterwards, inshallah. Neither human beings nor jinn have any independent power to affect us unless we choose to follow them. I think these are clear, and we know we are free. We are free to follow them or not to follow them. I will continue this. Like North Pole and the South Pole, attraction and repulsion, lie and truth, right and wrong, up and down, denial and confirm, male and female, life and death, material side of the universe, universal and meaningful side, the universe and the meaningful side, paper side of the book and information inscribed in it, paint of a piece of art and art side of it. Paint is one side, art another side, body and spirit, dark and light, day and night. They are not exactly the same nature, all of them, but similar natures representing similar types of creation, all of them. For example, let's say night, body, darkness, and paper, paint, paper, material side of universe. Male, female doesn't work in this way. But spiritual side, yes, they are different counterpart for each other, complementing each other, but they are different in nature. Not male and female doesn't mean bodily. No, no. Female nature, male nature have different qualities. And for example, denial, up and down is also so relative to each other, but we cannot really have anything which doesn't have up and down, right and wrong, left. So right and wrong, right, lie, again, another nature, attraction and repulsion. No one say this is better, this is not better, like male and female, but different natures. The different natures complementing each other. All this, North Pole and South Pole. You cannot imagine to have an Earth within the already existing universal rule of the order. North Pole only, not South Pole. Impossible. Even at the atomic level is the same. Galaxies are the same. Attraction and repulsion. We cannot say one side. That is the very essence of the existence of this universal order. But I think these examples are enough. Not exactly the same category. You cannot put male on the evil side Satan's side or other way around. No, this is different. Everything is different because there are different kinds of, for example, the creation. For example, fruit are fruit, but every fruit is different. Every fruit is different. Human beings are human beings, but every human being is different. But main difference is male and female. We have free will. We are fully free to make decisions within ourselves. I can make my decisions. So whisperings come, inspirations come from one side, from another side, and I take one side. I'm free. Another point, as long as we don't follow the wrong offers from them, they cannot have any power on us. But if we decide to follow them, of course, we are on the same way. We will be like them. And we will following what they represent. They mean Satan, angel, believing Jinn, disbelieving Jinn, believing human beings, the prophets and the people who teach the prophetic messages, and also followers of Pharaoh, or pharaonic, I think, ideas, ego-centered ideas, denial, the truth, lie, and truth. Well, I can choose. After I can choose, I lie. If I don't choose, I don't lie. This is up to me. So they don't have influence on us. We have to make sure this point. After we follow, yes, we are joining the army of Satan. Yeah, they are influential, but we joined the army. So they will command me, do this, don't do that. Just opposite the truth, reality. It is clear, but we will read one verse about it as well. External causes, outside causes, have no effect on us to believe in something or to deny something. So external causes, no effect is very important because nowadays the materialist psychology attach, and we are also carried away by this influence. Something happened to me, it is a trauma, and I cannot really get out of it. I was recently speaking to a therapist, psychotherapist, and we were talking about something related to belief matters, qadar. We were talking about this divine determination. So we went into details for a couple of meetings. And then I asked him frankly, look, you have many, I know she's a very busy therapist. Let's be honest, I said. Do you think those people keep complaining about traumas they had in the past, cannot overcome them? She said they can, but they are happy in it because they find themselves in the center of attention. I am this, and that's the best excuse. I was treated so badly with my father, mother, abused my children, and bullied my friends. Yes, they are bad events. It may have an immediate effect, but you can overcome it by training your free will. We offer them. Some people, rare people, accept it. Some people don't, our offer. They keep making excuse. And we said, okay, come another time, let me try again, pay for it. What shall I do? That's my profession. That is what she said, frankly. But again, she said, very small minority of people accept our offer, open actually to our open that you can overcome it. Not try to keep yourself busy. Don't get engaged with these memoirs or remembering it. Try to forget it. Keep yourself busy with something else. Get a dog or a cat and just busy with yourself with this pets, any kind of pets. This kind of things temporarily. They don't really cure the problem. That is what she said. That was my guess, and also through my experience with the students. As a consultant, I was a consultant, but student consultant, not psychological consultant, psychological consultant, therapist, no, just consultant for student affairs. Some people come with these problems to me, came with these problems to me when I was doing the job, this position. I'm not anymore, so it is in the past. So I felt that, those people who really will to get out of this effect of trauma, that they took over them, they did. But very few, rare. But most of the people keep complaining because the people love complaining. Okay. External causes have no effect on us to believe in something. We have to understand, not the Satan, nor Jinn, disbelieving Jinn, can really affect us if we decide not to follow them. Yeah. When we follow the offer of disbelieving Jinn and his counterpart followers, human beings, we will be believing in false, non-existent images like nature. Believe me, somebody referred an article to me, and this blind nature, and a scientist was saying this blind nature, blind, tried, and found that gap get in to fit itself, but it says, what is the possibility of, what did he say? 10 million living beings. When I was at the high school, there was only the scientists were talking about 4,000 different living beings. Some of them are distinct. We know that. All of them, 4,000 species. Later on, beginning of the turn of this millennium, I learned that people found out 2 million living beings. Now this person who is specialized in studying how the brain works and does researches on it and publishes papers. I don't understand the technical side, but the conclusion I read today, he said, remarks. So in his remarks, he says, it is impossible for a blind nature to organize this 10 to power 7. 10, yeah. 10 to power 7, I said, makes 10 million. Am I right? Mathematicians, please answer. I want to make sure. 10 to power 7. Is it 10 million? No one knows? Come on, it is not haram to talk. Mathematicians. I know there is a mathematician teacher among us, mathematics teacher. You don't know? I've never taken any course in, after
No, you're not. It is 10 million. Yes.
10 million. Thank you very much. That is what, when I read the article, I read it this morning. I read the article, 10 million. Look, what? He's specialist in this subject, biologist. So it says 10 million. It used to be 23 years ago, 2 million. It is increasing as the number of the galaxies are increasing, as the number of the stars in the galaxy is increasing. Huge, wonderful universe, huge, wonderful universe. He says, these 10 million creatures will become perfect, each of them perfect in its own existence. By the adjustment of this selections, whatever the adaptation, whatever they say, this the fittest, survival of the fittest theories, all this. It is impossible, he says. It is impossible, he says. So surprising to explain that this took place with any probability calculations within 20 billion years of the universe's life. Impossible. But, he says, we have no other explanation. Blind nature was lucky, because we have to explain it within the universe. There must be something. Even we may not know, but this blind nature was lucky, or something happened. That is why it took place in 20 billion years. Otherwise, impossible. The proportion was so that 10.78 something. No, not 10.78. Come on. 10 to power to 78 as compared to 10 to power power to 20 or 14 or 20. But he said 20, but the physicists say 14. And he says, this is impossible. One of them is 14, the other one is 72. 0 years. 72 zeros next to one. These people are crazy. These people are crazy to endorse this idea just because they are naturalists. When I say this universe is so meaningful, it cannot happen by itself. It must have a conscious creator, organizer, designer, administrator. We call it Lord of the Universe, owner. They say, look at this primitive man. I wonder who is primitive, frankly, not. I'm not saying these are kuffar, kafir. disbelief. No, I don't use this language. I hate to use this language. I say these people are human beings. How can they endorse it? God forbid. God protect us from this, wrong attitude, unhuman attitude. Okay, we will follow from the beginning. When we follow the offer of disbelieving jinn and his counterpart follow human beings, we will be believing in false, non-existent images, which is represented by Satan. According to the teachings of the Qur'an, that is what we learn from it, and also confirms it. We can confirm this, the teachings of the Qur'an. We can confirm the teachings of the Qur'an while living in this universe with the evidence that is available for me in the creation of the universe. Here it is. Qur'an says this, but I can confirm it with the evidence in the construction, the way the universe is constructed. I can confirm it. The deniers exist, but this is an important point, by the way. There is no bullet here, but there must be a bullet here. The deniers exist, but the content of their denials doesn't exist. Please make sure that you understood this. The denier, the person who speaks, who says, I don't believe in God, or this kind of things that are existent, real existent. But the content of the denial doesn't exist. Like liar. Liar is a man. He says it. He claims it. This is a real physical existence. But the content of lie does not exist. I say, okay, this. It is obvious, but to make an example clear, here is the pen in my hand, all right? I put it here, and you see it, okay? I say, I don't have a pen. The denier, me exists, reality exists, but I don't have a pen, doesn't exist, because here we are. Come back. I have a pen. It doesn't exist that I don't have a pen, but I have it. Just I pretend not to have it. Of course, the denier himself is the first person who knows that he is lying, who knows that the content of his lie doesn't exist. This is extremely important, but people confuse it. People say, you know, we say that kufr doesn't exist, but there are lots of people who are denying. No, these are deniers. But the content of denial doesn't exist. That is why Satan represents this content of denial. Okay, I think the time is going fast. External causes have no effect on us to believe in something. It is a repetition, actually. I by mistake put it here. I think, okay. We were working on a different wrote this. When we follow the offer of angels, believing jinn and human beings, angelic side of creation, human soul, spirit. When we say angels, yes, angels, of course, includes in it believing jinn, believing human beings, angelic side of creation, human soul, all of them. We will be believing in truth existent. For example, there must be an author of the book. Who can deny it? There must be a creator to the universe. Who can deny it? I mean, there must be. If I have a pen, if I say, there is somebody who made it, who can? I don't know. I don't. So there must be a source of existence of everything. That's what the language we use in this class. Who can deny it? So all these are okay. I think. Do we have time? I think we gave a pause for prayer. Let's use this Quranic verse. Section 114, An-Nas. This is the last in Musaf, not last in Revelation. It is quite early. I mean, disputed, by the way. This ulama, scholars say different things. Some of them says, majority says it is later in Medina period. Minority scholars also have quite a reasonable reason, acceptable reason, says it is Meccan period. Whatever. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of people. It means God is informing us and expecting us to understand it, digest it, and put it in our tongue. Now, without digesting in my mind and in my feelings, saying it in my tongue is like parrot. Parrot doesn't really know what he's saying. So say means work on it, think about it, conclude it, and put it in your tongue as well, as a human being. I seek refuge with the Lord of people. Our subject is not to study this, just to show that the Qur'an mentions jinn and human beings together. That is the point. So I will go further, fast. The sovereign of humankind. When we study this section, we will go into details, inshallah, once, when Allah gives us opportunity. The God of mankind, Ilahin Nas. From the evil of the elusive whisperer. Look, somebody is whispering. Look, the Muslim community are very, very familiar with seeking refuge with Satan. But this section introduces us something different. That is why I took it. I didn't take, for example, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. There is a verse as well about this. I didn't take it because it's already known. We know that we don't really discuss already known things in the Muslim community in this class. Mostly, is not very common, not known, not common. This aspect of Islamic teaching or the teachings of the Quran we discussed. Who whispers into the hearts of people the evil of the elusive whisperer, whether they be jinn or people. Look, when we say a'udhu, I seek refuge, billahi, with us, from us, or with Allah, not from, sorry, it was with God, Mine shaitanir rajim. Yes, mine shaitan, from Satan, which is rejected. I mean, literal means it's stoned. It means go. I don't want to follow you. I'm not choosing to follow. It's rejected. I translated stone. It's figure of speech. Rejected. We have to reject its offer. It will be with me, but I have to reject its offer. So whisper into the heart of people, not really communicates with my spiritual side. So I have to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And also I have to say, there's another verse which offers us to say this. A'udhu billahi minal jinni wal ins. Whether they be jinn or people. Which means this category also is something to do with us. People, whispering people. Don't you see the whispering people? Go and search atheist video records, books, crazy books. Try to make up excuses saying that order came out of chaos, making lots of mathematical tricks and using this probability calculations and also modifications in the theories or equations. I mean, crazy things are, it is not our subject here. They are doing the same thing. They are really whispering into the hearts or chests of the people. What is in the chest? It means really representative of feelings, which is our human spirit. Whether they be jinn or people, don't forget to seek refuge. A'udhu billahi min al-jinni wal-insi. We have to say this as well, but knowing that jinn, disbelieving jinn and disbelieving people can whisper us. By the way, there is no believing evil, Satan, in this world. In the hereafter, yes, but not in this world. But disbelieving men, believing human being, yes. Believing people, yes, there exists. But there is no believing Satan in this world. In the hereafter, everything will become clear, and we will now study the verse, inshallah, this one. So that Satan will say, I made the offer. We will see the verse, and he will declare that, no, he doesn't confirm what he whispers. That is interesting. Okay, we have to hurry up. I know the time is, I think we gave 10 minutes for prayer. Now the 10 minutes is almost done. Now, 14:22. 14, section Ibrahim. 22, verse number. So you can check later on, study on it. But from our perspective, we will take this verse as far as our subject is concerned. Even, when everything has been decided, it means everybody is in the next creation. There is no causes anymore. There is no confusion whether it is right or wrong. Let me think about it. No, everything is clear. Satan says, but we have to be careful. This verse is speaking to me now, not in the hereafter. Speaking to me now, I have to understand it now while I am in this world, inshallah. God gave you a true promise in your spirit, you know it, in the creation, angelic side of the meaningful side of the creation, you know it, true promise. Whatever the news you get from them is true promise. Whatever your spirit really says, even the liar, when he lies, he knows he lies. That is so real. It is true promise, and everybody knows it. I too made promises It means offer. But you were false ones. It was your mistake. He says, you were false ones? Let me see. Now, sorry, no. They were false ones. That's what I was suspicious in the text. فأخلفتم. They were فأخلفتكم. They were false ones. I didn't keep my promise because I couldn't. It was not real at all. So it was unreal things that we offered. I had no power over you except to call you. That was my mission. Like, look, we have to understand that Azrael, the one which is called in English, the death angel. Death angel takes the spirit, angel takes it. Don't worry, it is an angel. So when the spirit is taken and protected by the angel, death angel, we die. We think that it is bad. No, it is not bad. We will be under the protection of angel. Don't worry. Don't worry about death. So it doesn't mean that we should commit suicide now. I had no power over you except to call you. Look, death angel, we don't want death angel to come near to us. That is how we are created. It is in our spirit. We don't want to die. That is for a wisdom. That is for wisdom, because I don't want to die, but I am dying. In this contradiction, I will understand who is giving me this sense, who is giving me this sense which doesn't like death, who is giving me death at the same time, the same source, the one who created me. What is happening? It is a promise. Death, the reality of death, but the reality, on the other side, reality of the sense which doesn't like death. These two reality. So I understand this is a promise that the sense in me promise that there will be a permanent life for you. Don't worry. It is just a promise. I had no power over you except to call you. It is my mission is to call you. That's my duty. Like this virus was spread everywhere. That is their duty. Don't blame them. They are created to remind us death. Pain. You don't see me even. So small a creature I am, but I can knock you down. So what do you think? The Quran says, Junudullah. Junudullah means the army of God. So they are employed in this way. So don't blame the virus. Blame yourself. I mean, this is not like Satan's argument, but we can protect ourselves. We may not protect ourselves. There's no definite. But we may follow Satan's offers, and we may not follow Satan's offer. It doesn't have any. It will say, the Quran will say here, I had no power over you except that to call you. وَمَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. It's beautiful language as well. So I had no power over you except to call you. So illa en da'atukum. They said, just come. And you say, no, I'm not coming. That's so simple. And you responded to my call. So don't blame me. Blame yourself. فَلَا تَلُومُونِي وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Blame yourself. I cannot help you nor can you help me. It's a beautiful argument. I reject the way you associated me with God before. Min qablu, this is in the world. I reject the way you associated me with God before. Where you associated me with God. It means God gave you the true reality out there, and you said, no, I'm going to be a partner of satanic whisperings and deny it. The universe is a blind nature. It's stupid. Yeah. They are not aware of great people. I'm very sorry for them. They are very bright, very smart in their studies. They are very smart. But how they can use this blind nature and believe in it as the source of all these developments and happenings in the universe. When it comes to belief matters, your smartness doesn't work. Completely your intention. Completely depends on your intention. Do you want to be proud of your research, your publications? Then you have to choose being a self-centered person. If you are self-centered person, declaring that I am the one who is very successful in my research, very clever, not God-given ability that I am utilizing, then you have to say nature is the one who is doing this blind nature. It uses blind nature. I'm not saying blind nature. He says in his scientific article, blind nature, because they cannot say that the nature has a consciousness. So creates a contradiction upon contradiction. Shamelessly uses blind nature, shamelessly says something happened, although it is not explainable in mathematical terms. It means really logical terms, but it must be something. Alhamdulillah, we say, no, it must be something. There must be a source of existence. He is the one who established the perfect order of this universe. What is blind nature? I'm not stupid. That is the whispering of Satan. You have free will. You can choose it. You are free to choose. So I reject the way you associated me with God before. Associating with God, not saying that Satan is the creator like God. No. What God offers, what I offer. You don't take part what God offers and be a partner of it, supporter of it, but you chose in the world before this everything has been decided. It means we are all in the next creation. You decided to partner with me, take part with me, rather than God, as if I am another God. That is why we should understand this. The shirk, the subject of shirk is so simplified in the language that associating with God as if there is another creator, side by side with God. This language is not acceptable for me at all, anyway. So we have to understand what we mean by shirk when we read the Qur'an. Giving the divine power to something which doesn't have it at all, and saying that within its own capacity, it is a small God. It is a small infinite being. But infinite is, you cannot say small infinite, big infinite. What are you talking about? It is illogical. So I reject the way you associated me with God before. A bitter torment awaits such wrongdoers. Inna zalimina lahum azabun alim. Now, when we follow these false suggestions, this bitter torment is waiting for me. Now, here we come, the Qur'an section, Jinn. Now, this is the 14th revealed section of the Qur'an. Alhamdulillah, we have studied so far 39 sections of the Qur'an in this series throughout the years. I don't know how many years. Slowly, non-stop, but slowly, digesting, inshallah. We will start section Jinn next Monday, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum. If you have any concern, any question, otherwise we are already 10 minutes later than our time, 1 hour limit. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بسر سورة الفاتحة